Welcome back, Underlord. I must say, I wasn't expecting you quite so soon. The transference may have left you feeling a bit foggy in the head. Focus now. I'll try to ease you back into it. Fortunately, this does seem to get easier each time. This is your home realm, the source of your power, and the anchor that binds you to reality. Many years ago it was destroyed, and you were cast out into formless nothing. Fortunately, you've returned from your exile to once again challenge those who would stand between us and the mortal realm of Kairos. Your resurrection heralds the next phase of our assault upon its wretched empire, now led by the newly crowned Emperor Lucius. But he is least and final of our worries. It's his generals and the protection of their goddess Kira that will truly test our mettle. Ready yourself, Underlord. Let's begin our war for the Overworld. I've been looking for someone to spearhead my campaign. But before we get stuck in, let's refresh that old mind of yours. Welcome back, Underlord. It's been a long time since you were banished to the ether. You've returned as a husk of your former self, but I've taught far denser Underlords than you. Let's start with the basics. You're on a roll, Underlord, and I've been waiting far too long to begin my war for the Overworld. Let us enter the realm of Kairos and continue your retraining against a more fitting enemy. Well done, Underlord. I see it's all coming back quite quickly. I expected nothing less, but there's much still to learn. Why don't we work in a bit of murder while we're at it? It's time for you to enter the realm of Kairos. Now's the time for a bigger challenge. Before you lies an Imperial keep, guarded by a certain Lord Rusimov. He had a bit of an accident that melted most of his face, but he's no less vigilant a soldier. He's been sent to guard an object that could threaten our campaign. Get in there, and burn the rest of him, Underlord. We've punctured the veil of this world through a schism, a point of weakness in the bonds between realms. Unfortunately for us, the Empire has crafted defenses to keep us from the heart of their kingdom. These inhibitors prevent Underlords from trespass, but whether it's bone or stone, it can be broken. I suspect that this Empire force has yet to taste true battle. But before you go engaging them, you'll need to muster up some minions. Unfortunately for me, your time in the ether has left you a weak husk of your former self. In order to reacquire your powers, you will need to access the veins of evil. Open them now, and use a sin to unlock the archive.
Something evil stirs out there. Scouts, go find what the hell's making all that racket.
Rally your minions to defeat these scouts once they breach your dungeon. Let's keep Sir Rusimov in the dark a little while longer. A creature will fall unconscious and soon die, unless returned to its lair to recover.
They should be back by now. Ugh. Bar the doors. We wait for reinforcements.
Look how easily your minions cut down these sappers. If I didn't know better, I'd say the Empire is woefully unprepared.
The light is gone. Kira, I am extinguished.
It seems almost charitable to put him out of his misery.
It's mine.
Well done, Underlord. You're learning much faster this time. We've barely even started, and you already have a notch on your belt. Well done, Underlord. But there's no rest for the wicked. 2 inhibitors still stand between us and the mainland. But after your butchery of poor Lord Rusimov, I doubt they'll be as weakly defended. You're making great progress, Underlord. You'll be back to your old self in no time. Our next target is the citadel of the intransigent dotard, Lord Otheland. He's a dim-witted sort, and he seems to like marching his troops into an early grave. I'd say it's time to learn about traps. Welcome to the breach, Underlord. This stronghold was built into this chasm to safekeep one of the Empire's inhibitors. With its trained garrison, it's virtually impervious to attack. Fortunately for you, their commander, Lord Otheland, is a vacuous sort who will throw his troops at your dungeon without strategy or order. Destroy the inhibitor swiftly. It lies open and undefended, but for that odious blackguard. Silence has never sounded quite so sweet. Superbly executed. Before we move on, I must warn you, the next inhibitor comes with an unpleasant surprise. Fine work, Underlord. Now that Otheland and his cronies are a dehydrated paste, let's move on with our assault and destroy the final inhibitor. Revenge is a dish best served cold, Underlord, but we're a bit lacking in refrigeration. The traitorous coward Marcus has made a deal with the Empire to save his own revolting hide. He defends the final inhibitor, and in exchange, the Empire's dogs leave him to cower behind his dungeon's walls. Get in there, Underlord, and tear it all down. Here entrenched lies the traitorous Underlord Marcus. He has pledged to protect this inhibitor with his life, having convinced the Empire that he means them no harm. The pathetic little turncoat. This uneasy peace has lasted too long. Vanquish this traitorous Underlord and destroy the inhibitor he protects. This place is riddled with brimstone. Its hardened exterior will be impossible to mine using conventional means, but we have other forms of excavation.
I can taste death, fast approaching. The ether beckons. Can you feel it tugging as I do?
You have destroyed an enemy's dungeon core.
You'll regret not heeding my advice. Underlord, this campaign will be the end of you.
Pay no attention to his frightened blabbering.
Behold, your insides are custard pudding.
Now that his core is a smouldering ruin, there are other matters that need your attention. The Underlord Raskos was locked in a scrap with a gaggling of greasy midgets, but has since gone silent. Get over there and find out what the hell is going on. A job well done, Underlord. Marcus's shattered spirit will not soon forget the price of his cowardice. Now that the inhibitors all lay broken, only one final snag prevents us burning the heart of their land. It's time to kill 2 dwarfs with 1 stone. The miserable midgets of the Dwarven Guard have bested Raskos and sent him back to his own realm, where a counter-assault to our own war has been launched. They're sure to send hundreds of their own to crash against your dungeon walls. Make bloody waves, then follow Raskos to his own domain. An enemy's dungeon core has been destroyed. Raskos has been forced back to his realm by the dwarven allies of the Empire. Fortunately for you, his dungeon remains relatively intact. By claiming his dungeon core, you will be given control of all that he once owned. In the meantime, I'll learn more of the situation within his own realm. Ah, right. There's a bit of blowback when this ritual activates. Here it goes. Raskos, here we come!
Welcome to my home, Underlord. Or what's left of it.
That should teach those ruddy stone munchers a lesson they'll not soon forget. If you've still got a bit of bloodlust, send your unholy consciousness across the ether and enter the realm of Raskos, for there are plenty of Empire dogs that still need to be put down. The Empire seems to think that this war is best fought on our own territory, for they enter Raskos's realm in droves. Before you lies the portal through which they mount their assault. Destroy it, and you will cut off their supplies and their single path of retreat. The Empire continues to put pressure on Raskos's realm. Many of his defeated minions have been brought here and imprisoned by the Empire. This domain has been entirely overrun, and still more reinforcements spill from the portal to the north. While they are well supported, they've made the mistake of imprisoning Raskos's minions. These minions will happily join your cause, if you can liberate them from their greasy jailers.
All right, you mangy dogs. If it's a scrap you want, I'll send you packing back to hell.
Your minions are dropping like flies. It seems yet another of this doomed clan wishes to die by your vile hand. A Skarg has entered your dungeon.
These rats are nibbling away at me.
It is payday.
I can't believe it's over.
Excellently done. That's 2 brothers downed in a single day. I do so love this job. With no way out, they'll be sure to increase their pressure against Raskos. Move swiftly, or I fear your victory here will be a hollow one indeed. Raskos is all but defeated, for the Empire have made use of a rare artifact that limits his considerable powers. They stand to launch an assault upon his final dungeon core. Defend him with all your might, and paint his realm red with the broken bodies of these impetuous scum. Here lies Raskos's final dungeon core. The Empire forces to the north channel the power of Aum, a holy shard that can be used to inhibit an Underlord's powers and their ability to create new dungeon cores. Time is short, Underlord. Defend Raskos by attracting and training as many minions as you can. I suggest you excavate north and cover your side of the Blood River with defenses and traps.
All of my power stripped from me. Tumbling memories course through my mind, unable to be grasped. Muttered memories of another life, one where I was not as I am. What madness awakes within me?
Halt your blabbering, you old woman! You have work to do! The Empire plans to assail you with all its might. Prepare your defenses swiftly, Underlord.
How curious the thread of your fate has led you here. Come, Underlord. Bear witness to the snipping of your friend's string.
Hello, Kira. Is it still necessary for you to use those weak vessels to speak to me?
Mendickhouse, your plays have grown far too predictable. It's time to eliminate your pieces and wipe the board clean.
Quit your meddling. This is no place for you or your lying tongue. The Empire forces are all but defeated. Rally forth and destroy this miserable midget, and put an end to the holy magic of the owl.
I'll give you something to remember.
Beastmaster lost.
I'm sorry, brothers. Hope you've not drunk all the mead without me.
I do so love the smell of a burning family tree.
This is my time. But fear not, Underlord, for the ether will greet neither of us when all is done.
That sniveling rat. Pay no mind to his mad ranting, Underlord. There's much to do. What sorcery is this?
A guiding light, and nothing more.
This holy power is too much for you to challenge.
You are nothing.
I've a feeling we're about to return to Kinos with a bang. Close your eyes and think to yourself, there's no place like home. Farewell, Raskos. You have disappointed me. They've claimed a minor victory, but we shall make them pay 100-fold for their schemes. Let us return to Kinos to teach them an unforgettable lesson. This one should be right up your alley, Underlord, if you fancy a bit of necromancy. The Imperial crypts are before us, the burial ground for their most sacred heroes. The Emperor himself is entombed here, and we're going to make him dance like a puppet on a string. The Royal Crypt. Tombs and effigies to the feeble warriors of a dying empire. Look to your necromancers, Underlord. Their death magic will be the trick to success in these pits. Keep them alive at all costs. Ah, Jen Squishy, better known by her moniker Bloodfeet. This huntress was most feared by the vampires and undead she hunted. With bare feet she would track her kills, silently striking and killing them once and for all, before she would wander into the black of the night, her feet slick with the blood of her latest victim.
Oh, get the hell away from my corpse! If I could still use the damn thing, I'd crush you like a twig!
I remember this dotard. He must have smashed over 1,000 imps into giblets in his day. Make him pay the price.
You craven dog. You godless, bloody savage. First, my entire family heritage, and now you drag my corpse out of its rightful tomb. Stuff you, Underlord, and all the hellborn like you.
An entire bloodline of greasy little midgets, all hideously defiled. You're a piece of work, Underlord. Masterfully done.
Damn you!
my service to the Empire is done. To the hells with you, demon, and back where you belong.
This metal lummox won't look so high and mighty when his corpse is doing the polka.
Go, hunt, kill skulls.
Nothing gets past me!
This hapless dwarf was so unlucky in life that he was granted special burial. After being struck by lightning twice, he had the unfortunate luck of having his head bashed in by a meteor that bounced with perfect precision through a crack in the tunnel he was trundling down. His name is lost to time and is lovingly called Meteor by those who paid tribute to the poor fool.
Come on then! Bring your abominations to me and see them purified in Kira's light!
That harpy stood no chance against your tide of undeath. I'd say we put her to better use.
How dare you! Kira will burn you all in righteous flame for this!
The Empire's most honored saint, reduced to a shambling sack of meat. Grotesquely done, Underlord. A minion has entered your dungeon. You've successfully offended an entire culture. This abomination will shake the Empire to its very core. Bloody fine work, Underlord.
A lifetime of work, turmoil, the unity I brought to the Empire, and the waves of holy fury I brought crashing down upon your like. And now this. If Kira watches, I hope she appreciates the irony. You Etherborn are a pox upon the worlds, rampaging through reality as if it were your damned plaything. To hell with you all. I've done my work in this world. Do with the rest of me what you will.
Nothing like a good bit of sacrilege to brighten up your day. Their most exalted heroes, defiled and corrupted. You're quite the vandal, Underlord. Let's leave them shambling down here and press on with our campaign. And now the surface knows not one of them is safe. Not even their most revered warriors can escape your unholy zeal. And we leave behind what was once their imperial father, hobbling around the underworld as a mindless husk. Your last act of profanity has baited them to rash action, Underlord. The Empire are moving the bulk of their forces through Belmorn's Pass, an old dwarven routeway. If we trap them here and force them to break against your defenses, we can wipe out the Imperial army in one fell swoop. Welcome to Belmorn's Pass, Underlord. The Imperial army are itching to reform their forces, and they mean to use this dwarven passway to speed up their traverse. They'll enter the Undermountain from the east and march straight to the Western Passage. Flay them down to their bones, Underlord, and make sure they don't reach their objective. If they get through your defenses, the Empire will rally their forces and offer up some stiff resistance. Get cracking, Underlord. Prepare your traps and defenses. Entomb them at the moment of their salvation and crush the morale of these Imperial stragglers. Bloody well done. But there's more yet to come. A crushing victory, Underlord. The Empire's forces are broken, and the stragglers can merely huddle in fear as they await our final strikes. I've long waited to assault this place. Far beneath the earth, the Empire has long kept our unholy prize a secret. You must break through their defenses and steal back the Kinos, which will give you the powers once held by you and your kind. You will be as a god if you seize victory here. The Arcane Fortress. Our objective is imprisoned here, beneath the surface, where the Empire hopes it can do them less harm. You can almost taste it. The Kinos. The moment is now, Underlord. We must seize the artifact and move to end our campaign. These obelisks trap the Kinos beneath the face of the world. Destroy them, and our weapon will be ripe for the taking. The Underlord Mira, one of our eldest, will help you crush the enemy's resistance. Our triumph is close at hand, Underlord. Do try and enjoy the moment. An augur cannot satisfy its needs because it is rallied. Solid work, Underlord. The Kinos is ours for the taking.
It's beautiful. That power. No, the Kinos belongs to me.
Mira, what the hell are you doing? The Kinos is not for you, you impudent witch. Underlord, you will be the implement of my justice. We will invade Mira's home realm and take the Kinos back from her smoldering ruins. Now get to work when I think of an appropriate punishment. Another turncoat emerges. Enter her realm and send her the way of Marcus and Raskos. Then claim what is rightfully yours. The cretin, Mira, lies holed up with her dungeon, armed with the power of the Kinos. But you have some time before she will be able to tap into its dark core and enhance her own abilities. Finish her before she is capable of sending you back to the ether.
This power is immense. Oh, I see everything. It's too late for you. The Kinos is mine, and mine alone.
This fool knows nothing of the Kinos' true power. She threatens to undermine our entire campaign. Destroy her. Mira is a weak, conniving child. But the Kinos is indiscriminate in its powers. It will attune to her, and when it does, things may become difficult. Destroy her quickly, Underlord.
He will lead you astray, as he's done to countless others. You are nothing to him.
Time is fleeting. Crush her dungeon core and send her back to the ether. I will enact her true punishment there.
I was mistaken. The Kinos has twisted my mind. Underlord, help me.
Oh, you want to negotiate? Don't insult me. This Underlord will sever your core, and I shall trap you in a hell of my own making. Your Ember Rift has been destroyed. You have destroyed an enemy's dungeon core. Shut it, Mira! You betrayed our entire campaign, and now you will pay the price.
No, it's not possible. I was so close.
Pack your bags, wench! You're going straight to hell! I've created a special little hell for Marcus and her to spend their exile in. Right, now that you are armed with the Kinos, You should have no trouble challenging any threat in single combat. Unfortunately for us, the remaining Underlords have already realized this. With such awesome power, you are bound to attract the greed of your brethren. Draven, Korvek, and Casita have banded together and plan to steal the artifact for themselves. Defeat them, and bend them to your will. For if they join your ranks, there will be no stopping your final assault upon the Empire capital.
Hello, old friend.
We've been waiting for you. Yes, you and the Kinos.
We'll have it over your dead body.
These fools come for the Kinos, Underlord. Prove your dominance and crush them beneath your indomitable will. Treat them as a warm-up for the Emperor. Activating the Kinos will defuse all enemy defenses and empty their mana reserves. Use it to deter an attack or rally past their traps in order to crush their traitorous cause.
The Kinos will be mine. Then we'll see which of us is truly more powerful. Your haste will be your downfall, as it has been in the millennia we fought. The last few scraps only served to limber me up. This time you will be the one banished, and I will control us forever.
Hey, Korvek.
Yes, Casita.
Remember when Draven sent those slaves to undermine your dungeon, and your minions ran forward to stop them, but then he froze them in place as the charges were blown, and every single one of them died?
Yes, I remember. Why? Soon you'll squeak like all these little piggies. Silence your sniveling tongue. Leave this to me, and you can ejaculate whatever madness enters your mind later. When we are alone, when less is at stake. You think you're so big and strong? Come at me. I can hear you spanking your workers from over here, Draven. Why don't you make yourself useful?
What I do with my minions is none of your business, Korvek. Just make sure you don't send another Epoch hiding behind your walls.
More of your dim accusations. Remember your place, dog, and siege the damn Kinos.
A minion is getting angry because it hasn't been paid. You have destroyed an enemy's dungeon core. That's one down. Keep at it, Underlord.
Farewell, Draven. Only the strongest are meant to survive.
Poor, tired Draven. You'll finally be allowed some rest. I'm just looking for some entertainment. Speaking of which, how goes taking care of our mutual problem? I'll melt your minions into rivers of gold! But could one of you help me knock them out first?
Defeat is no shame. You will arise stronger than ever before.
You have destroyed an enemy's dungeon core. That's two down. Let's finish this.
She outlived you in the last war. A pity these things don't often repeat themselves.
An enemy is summoning an Eternal.
Now certainly, you didn't think I'd give up without a fight.
Your minions have entered battle. An enemy is summoning a behemoth. Ember Demon lost. You have now you are as a god. With these three bent to your will, your war against the Empire capital is sure to end in bloody victory. All your work has been towards this very moment, Underlord. The Empire is in shambles. Its army is decimated. Its people are paralyzed with fear. The Emperor Lucius has sealed himself away in the hopes that the dark may hide him. Begin your siege of the Citadel, Underlord, and seize our final victory. Welcome to the site of our final victory, Underlord. This is the stronghold beneath the Empire's capital city, Uther's Landing. At its heart lies their dithering Emperor, Lucius. He waits for us in this throne room. But be cautious, Underlord. A whimpering baby though he may be, he's now fully absorbed the Aum, and is racked by powers not meant for any mortal. His mind creaks under the strain of it, and madness eats away at him. In order to reach him and finally destroy the Aum, you will first need to overcome the formidable defenses of this stronghold. It would be wise to scout the surrounding area before assaulting the fortress directly. These rats may have some tricks up their sleeve.
Welcome, Sir Underlord. I've been waiting for you. Though suddenly, I don't feel like myself. No matter. You're about to discover how unlike my father I really am. This Aum makes your own artifact, the quinoa or whatever it's called, look like a pebble. Come and get me if you can.
The keep is sheathed in protective magic. I don't think they want us to get in, Underlord. Unleash the Kinos to smash through this barrier and teach them a lesson in hospitality. A succubus cannot satisfy its needs because it is rallied. The barrier is down. Get your minions inside before it recovers. Your minions are rebelling, Underlord. The barrier has returned. There are sealing obelisks to the east and west, Underlord. Pound them into dust, and there should be no energy for the barrier to remake itself.
Who said that barrier was impenetrable? Send them for the chop immediately.
Excellent work. Their barrier won't be regenerating again.
Let's have a look at your guts!
I'm warning you, Underlord. The hinges of my mind are falling off by the second. There's no telling what I might do. So that's it. No reinforcements.
Fine work, Underlord. Their reinforcements are helplessly trapped on the surface. Fine work, Underlord. The bridge is down. Get your minions inside and tear the defenders limb from limb.
I think today's lesson is quite clear. Do not surround oneself with incompetent muttonheads. Why, hello there, minions of the Underlord. I've heard so much about you. Would you like a cup of tea?
There stands the boy Emperor Lucius. I have waited for this.
This hurts. I thought Kira said I wouldn't feel pain.
Even the Aum cannot save this entitled whelp.
Kira, a little help, please.
The wretch is wounded. Now rub the salt in.
Something to the man!
What have I done to deserve this? I ruled my subjects as I ruled my toys as a child. Pulled their heads off when I got bored. Something's happening to the Aum. I think I'm going to be sick.
Well done! Half of the matriarchs are smoldering piles of giblets. It's about time. My. The Aum is indeed powerful. With Lucius as my new minion, I can finally confront the goddess Kira.
Are you so certain, Mendicus? What does your Underlord have to say about that?
Why, Kira. My Underlord has played his part. Now the curtain must fall. Lucius, destroy the Underlord and retrieve the Kinos.
Yes, Master.
What's happening? Kira, what have you done?
You'll see. Do not be afraid, Underlord. You are free of his influence. Mendicus did what he does best, and you fulfilled your purpose flawlessly. Now the people shall build a new country, free of Lucius, free of Mendicus, and worthy of my name. Come, this should be as easy as waking up. Why don't you open your eyes? Welcome home, Overseer. The war for the Overworld is over for the moment, so enjoy the calm clouds and fresh breeze of the ether. But for you, there are other realms to raze to the ground. Let us continue the game another day.